What's up? What's up? Good morning. Jared here checking in from the closed down gym right now. We are still under quarantine, so the gym is closed. So I got the room to myself right now. So what I'm gonna be telling you about today is gonna be calories and food and how to eat, what to eat, why, when, and all that fun stuff. So let's get right into it. So virtually what I use to track and go over what I eat is MyFitnessPal. So it allows you to know what nutrients and what calories are in the food you're taking in, whether it be soda, broccoli, pizza, cookies, such. And it allows you to put it into your tracker, and it tells you how much it is and how does it affect your daily count, whether it be you're trying to gain weight, lose muscle, or lose weight or maintain. It is very helpful for losing weight periodically because it allows you to see the numbers, and as long as you stay within those numbers, you are on track. All right, so what exactly does MyFitnessPal track? MyFitnessPal tracks macronutrients, which are proteins, carbohydrates, fats, and then kind of miscellaneous sugars and salts. So what those calories are, so you want a diet that is, I'll say 75% veggies, or well, I'll get into that later, that'd be portions. So you want to have in your diet 35 to 45, 50% carbohydrates, 20 to 35% proteins, and then like 8 to 20% of fats. So obviously you do not want to cut carbs right away when you're trying to lose weight. Carbs are energy. You need energy to survive and move around. So now you definitely want to have them at different time and different allotments or different amounts throughout the day. So, all right, so which goes right into portions. So now, just because you are eating the right things, it doesn't mean that you're eating them in the right combo or portion size. So a lot of times what we eat and receive on average, be it a restaurant, or on the daily when you're eating, you're getting servings out of, say, a tray or something. Oftentimes we eat to get full. In times that's when you get the itis, and you reach what's called satiation or the feeling of fullness. So what you want to do is you want to begin to look at your foods based on a portion size. So you'll have this much carbohydrates, this much protein, this much fat, and etc. So one thing that and counting your calories will give you, it will allow you to look at your portion sizes and make adjustments from there. And really knowing it is really half the battle, because once you know what you've been doing right or wrong, it allows you to then therefore manipulate and move forward and do that much better. So portion sizes will be very important, because especially so if your days vary in say busyness, so you might not be able to get that big breakfast or that full hearty breakfast, or you may skip lunch. So therefore your portions will vary based on your unique lifestyle and day. And you also want to have balance. So you want to make sure that you are getting in the right amounts of everything. So you don't want too much protein. Actually too much protein is kind of a good thing. But there are effects. There are effects to everything. Too much of anything is not good. So you do want to make sure that you take a balanced approach, and you have a nice level, we'll say, way to do this, or organization with this. All right, so are carbohydrates bad? A lot of times people be like, I want to lose weight, I'm never eating carbohydrate again. As far as the effects calorically, obviously I did say that they take up 35 to 55% of your diet. They can be a large contributor to what is making you gain or retain your weight. However, a calorie is the unit of energy. So if you cut out your units of energy, then fatigue and the mental aspects of being hungry all just kind of take over. So now granted, we will introduce later what's called carb cycling, which is eating some carbs, a lot of carbs one day, not so many carbs the next day. So in this, you manipulate your caloric intake and your carbohydrate intake on a daily or weekly basis, which has very good effects. Your body responds very well. Now, say if you were to experiment or take on the low carb approach, which not everyone, certain people can do efficiently, then you will still have to implement what are called refeed or reintroduce carbohydrates to your body, not only for mental, but there are physical reactions to it as well. So you will have to reintroduce it to fulfill those. So you can't just completely go without for too long. I would not recommend that for everyone. All right, now, as far as actually starting out, so say if you've never really been good at long-term tracking your calories. Now, when I say long-term, I'm saying more so for a time period, so a longer time period. So you may not always stick to this diet year-round. I don't either. Now, in knowing these things, you will begin to look at food differently, because you will be like, even if you are in the middle of Thanksgiving, you will look at a plate and be like, wow, there's a lot of fat and starch, and I mean, you're probably still gonna eat it because it's Thanksgiving, but you'll be aware. So that's half the battle. So now, in knowing that, you wanna experiment, make your, really personalized, try things that you have heard about, try things that you like, different combos and such. Different things will work at different periods throughout the diet. So at first, you may really not like one thing, it may grow on you. Personally, with me, it was yogurt. I don't really like yogurt. What I do is I mix granola or nuts in it, put some, add some fruit to it, then all of a sudden, we're talking about a whole different meal. I'm gonna do what needs to be done with that. So definitely take time and really kind of allow yourself to feel out where you are, where do you fit best, what can you eat on a consistent basis that makes it doable and enjoyable, because you don't want to just be miserable trying to get summertime fine, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a huge mental aspect, really all the battle. All right, so now we have supplements. So we'll say supplementation and nutrition supplements related. All right, so things like vitamins. I know for men and women, and everyone's case will be somewhat different based on what you do want to take in, but I would say gradually, or you would want to at least for everyone get in a multivitamin, fish oils, and in times of dieting, I would recommend apple cider vinegar as well as L-carnitine. It is definitely very helpful. I've seen a lot myself. One other thing that helps me a lot is caffeine, and then adverse to that, melatonin. So the multivitamin gives you, especially if you have fixed foods that you like, which might not have every nutrient that you need on a daily basis, then you can hopefully get your daily dosage of your needed vitamins and minerals per day. And then you have fish oils, which is very good on joint health, tendons and stuff. So as you're kind of working out and being real active and stuff, the substance called omega-3s or fatty acids, which are found in a lot of whitefish or fish oils, are very helpful for that, especially for long term. It just helps with soreness, avoid injury, and just overall feel better while you increase or maintain your activity level. And then L-carnitine just helps with fat burning, kind of the tough tummy area, kind of that stubborn fat area. Apple cider vinegar also helps with that. Also has a lot of benefits. However, you have to be careful with how long you have that much acid in your body, so you slowly take it and then you slowly wean off of it, so you don't want to just have a whole gut full of that for too long, because there can be adverse effects on the body for that. Caffeine is pretty much self-explanatory in whatever form you take it, be it be coffee, tea, pre-workout, or other types. With stimulants, they are helpful they can replace and kind of take away that feeling of being hungry, also give you a boost to work out or continue your day when you might not be feeling as up to it because you might not have the amount of fuel or the amount of food to kind of get you through or to make you feel like you are able to complete the next task that you may have in front of you. Melatonin, I would not recommend it for everyone. Personally, I felt that, or I noticed that I was taking in a lot of caffeine, and I would be up. I'm working out, taking my pre-workout at 3 or 4, or even 1 p.m., and I'll be up throughout the night, and obviously that drifts over to the next day, and I'm now exhausted, and I have to go do a full day, train again. So melatonin is very helpful. I would say if you're going to try it, start in small doses, and it just really helps for, cut up with some sleep sounds. That is one of the greatest gems that I've run into, is just really having a nice peaceful shutdown, starting the next day coming in full and refreshed, ready to tackle the next one. All right, fad diets. As far as fad diets are concerned, keto, paleo, smaleo, all those do work. They have been proven. The South Beach diet, a lot of those things do work. Not necessarily for everyone. As far as using MyFitnessPal and counting your calories and just staying in what's called a deficit, which means literally taking in less calories than you burn. If you burn more calories than you eat, then you lose weight. If you eat more calories than you burn, you gain weight. And if they're the same, they stay the same. So, as far as fad diets, I would not recommend going that route because those are things that are oftentimes commercialized and a fad. So they're in one day, out the next, and there will be one more tomorrow. So take time to learn the combos of macronutrients, the proteins, carbs, and fats, and how they work together, and how to just count them and manipulate them so that you are taking the right amounts at the right times to be successful. So getting into eating times, it does not matter when you eat whatever, as long as you are still in your deficit. Now, there's something called the glycemic index, which discusses foods that break down easier than others. So if you have a very heavy meal, like a heavy starch, or like a heavy meat like steak, if you eat that later in the day, I think the digestion time for that is maybe 6 to 7 hours. So your body will still be trying to break down its last meal when you get up to eat for your next one. So you would definitely want to be careful with eating heavier meals later, I'll say, or more dense meals later, because that will be slowed down. And the whole goal of dieting and working out, especially when you're first starting, is what you want to do is speed up your metabolism. So you don't want to eat anything that's going to slow it down per se, because that's what not we want. So we want our metabolism clicking faster and faster and faster, and when I'm done with that, then you lose weight more at rest, and you speed up what's called your basal metabolic rate. So you're basically thermal in here, because food has what's called a thermic effect. So use it properly, and you'll burn more calories at rest. All right, so you want to be consistent. You want to enjoy this. Understand that you're doing this for you. You're making subtle changes. You will have bad days. You will have great days. You'll have days where you're probably thinking, I should probably just quit and I shouldn't have tried this. So even with me, I still have bad days. I still have days where I look in the mirror like, you don't look that good. But I still love myself, and I still love the effort, and I just enjoy it. You only get one life. You want to live it the right way. And yeah, so you want to allow for mistakes. They will happen. Pros make mistakes. Try to minimize them. So learn from them. Have fun, enjoy it. Reach out, make a community out of it. you know, get others to do it with you, and really make this into something that you can do long term over and over again, and just on your course to just looking better, feeling better, and just overall living a healthier life.